Hi everybody, Martin at Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm going to be tying a Dahlberg diving frog. Right, it's just a frog version of the Dahlberg Diver, and I'm going to be tying it to Larry's pattern. You know, there's so many variations and versions out there nowadays. I thought what I would do is show you the original, and obviously you can then go away and tie something to suit yourself, variations that you like. And this is actually really nice and simple. So I've got my hook and my vise. This is a size 1 full and mill streamer stripper, right? And I've run on some 150 GSP, right? And then I'm going to tie in a Weedguard. I know some people don't like them, but this fly, I would say you're throwing it up into cover. I've got much more of that than I need. So I'm just taking a length of 20 pound mono, hard mono, and I'm tying it on. And now, unlike the previous bug that I did, I'm not running the Weedguard all the way along. I want to sort of build a bump here to help me stack my hair against. So that's my bump, and I'm just going to run back halfway around the bend or so, keeping everything right on top of the back of the shank. Running back a couple of times. Now obviously if you don't want a Weedguard, don't tie one in, right? But I think like this just gives you the, I always think it gives me the confidence. You can go right up tight to the snag. You don't need to worry, you know, you're not afraid of losing your fly. Just get it right up in there. So head cement, got to do the lot. Just turning that so I can see, make sure I've covered everything. And obviously, I mean, if you want to, you can do that a different colour to sort of blend in with the pattern, but I'm not too worried about that. I've got to soak the shank as well, and then I'll just come along and I'm going to zigzag, you know, up and down the shank. Just rub that, take away any excess, and that's fine. Now the tail in this is just cock hackles. I'm using 6. I'm using from a White and American. I've got to do green and yellow. I've got the green ready already, but I'm going to take one from either side here, right? So that they sort of curve the way I want them to. You know, they're not in the same curve, they're curving away. So, and I've already prepared my green. So I'm going to get 2 green and 1 yellow. And it's hard, I can't show you, but I set them on my leg, on my thigh, and then I line up the tips. So just stack them on so they're lying in the same direction. and you can just make sure the tips are even. Now, length, if you're tying a Dahlberg Diver with any material other than your Rooster saddle, you need to make the tail quite long, right, because the turbulence caused by the head will pull any soft material in, but these are stiff, so I can just go, I can have my tail with these, the frog's legs, I can make them say a hook and a half, right, and what I'm going to do is just got to strip them, strip them back, keep them in line. Right, if they get a wee bit funny when you just fix them before you tie them in. And I'll tie my side first, and I've cleared a wee space, but that's just for me to handle these more than anything else. Right, it's no for the tie-in. Right, there's a lot of people talk a lot of nonsense about, you know, squeezing the feather stem and all this, but just tie onto the feather fibre, right? That wee plain bit's just a marker for you. And I'll do the same with these. I'll set them down. And like any hackle type bass bug tail, you can just do the same thing. Set them in your thigh, let them line up, and then you can check the length. And then I'll just turn this so that I can see the length's the same. And my other one's just crept in a bit. There we go. Just make sure the length's the same. And then same thing, got to offer it up and tie in on the hackle fibre. Don't need to murder it with tension, just get them on, make sure they're sitting how you like, and you can tighten up. You can see I've got this sort of splayed tail, and it's no super long, right? If I was to do this tail on this size of head with flash about, the fly wouldn't fish properly, right? I'm going to trim that right in close. To get a wee bump. And you can play about with it if you need to. And then nice tight turns. We'll hit that there in front of that bump, right? Don't worry about this bump being clear and exposed, that's fine, right? At this stage, obviously it looks as if it's going to be highly visible, but actually when I put the skirt on, it will be invisible. So cement, plenty of cement on there. And then I'll get ready for my skirt. And you can obviously adjust the colour, right, like brown, whatever. So I'm going for green, just a single big patch of green here. going to clean it out. And I'm going to stack the tips. Just noticed my stacker was a wee bit dirty. Get that in. And because you've cleaned it, it stacks great, right? You don't need to be battering the table. You know, that was just a few wee wraps on my knuckle and not very hard at all. But because you've taken all the under fur away, stacked smashing. So what we'll do is we'll tidy up the end. And this will give me a nice wee skirt, which will also obviously cover the hump there. Right, and I've just did exactly the same as always. The couple of turns, rolled it round, nice and clear, and then flattening it. Tighten. I'm going to take another bunch of the green. I'm just going to do a green back here. Same as before, open it, clean it out. Into the stacker. Set it to the same length. I'll come in and tidy this up. Just set it on top. And because it's all green, you're not going to see you're not going to see any rolling if you've dragged it, right? Now this, because I took that hair from a slightly different spot on the patch of deer hair, the stuff on top was a wee bit shorter, right? That means it's easy for me to see, but that was no intentional, right? Like you can see. So just work your thread up. Or different. Get 2 or 3 wraps in. Right, and I've pulled all the slack out. I'm going to come in with my fugly packer and compress that as back as much as I can. Apply a bit of thread pressure again. Now, same as before. Put a half hitch on and I pull backwards. I'm going to pack that again. I'm going to support the hook, pack it back, And you'll see there's a wee bit of extra flare happens there in that deer here as I cinch that. Half hitch right in tight, get a right good grip. I'm going to come forward. Right, and you might disturb your tail a wee bit, but don't worry, right, it'll be good. So I'm going to put a yellow belly, right, to sort of match the back end. And I'll just do 3 colours, green, black, yellow, green, black. So a nice big clump, 3 pencils maybe. Clean it. Now obviously in this instance I'm not going to be stacking it, so I'm not going to be needing the tips when I stack it, so I'll trim them off. I'll come up on the side, couple of wraps, get it in, walk it over. Now I don't like that, simply because it hasn't really went the way where I want it to. So I'm just going to take it away, right? It just didn't go in, right? Sometimes you just don't get it right. So try that again. A good big thick bunch. Spread it to open it out. Got a good strong grip of the tips. Clean them. Stack the buttons a wee bit against my fingers. Come in again. I'm going to do that again. Come in, offer it up, slightly tighten it, take my third turn and roll it around. Use your thumb. Now I'm not going to cinch that down right away because I can see I've caught a wee hair or two here, so we'll just remove them before we go any further. And then I'll support the hook and put my thumb on top and press it. Flatten that out. I'll come in with my green. No, we'll do black, we'll do a black outline. So we'll get a bunch of black, maybe about a third of what I had in yellow. Clean it. Tips. I've got one yellow hair in there that I don't like, so I'll take that away. I come in. Before you tighten in. And I forgot my liquid fusion, but we'll just go with it. Pinch, then flatten it and tighten up again. Then I'll come in with my green. There's a nice big kind of spot. About that much will do it. Out the rubbish. Take away the tips. Just hold that, tighten it up, tighten it up again. And let it come in with my needle. Separate the hair. Just get a wee push with your fingers. And it'll come up to the front. Same as always, come up, hold everything back, shorten your length, pull that. See, I've got I got a 7mm or something there, 1/4 inch, a slack. I just pulled it out, tighten that up. Half hitch. And then this is just the same again. If you've got any hairs that are not where they're supposed to be, you can come in and drag them. Then I'll take the fugly packer and really push that back. Then hammer the pressure on that half hitch. Right, because I forgot to put the liquid fusion in the middle, I'll stick it in here. Clear my nozzle. Okay, so I've cleaned off my liquid fusion, and now we'll come in and I can carry on with the fly. So got another good bunch of the yellow. Remember, you need the same amount of on the bottom as you put on the top, or close to it. So you need to think about, when you look at it, how much have you got, right? I've got 3 pencils maybe there, by my estimation of a pencil. I mean, you just put on as much hair as you can comfortably hold. So I've taken the tips away. I'm going to offer this in. And that third one, 2 turns, the third one walks it around before I start pushing in the wrong way. Just lift that out the way, get my thumb in, grip it, pull. Now, if you feel you want to, you can put an extra wrap in or whatever, but that'll do me fine just now. I'll draw the slack out. slightly more. Another bunch of black. Comb it out. Clean out the tips. Try not to catch the hair too. Right, my camera just stopped, so I just pinched this and tightened it up just the same as before, pinched it sideways. I'm going to pinch on top and flatten that out. Right. And get ready for the green, which is my spot. And obviously I'm sort of doing 2/3, 1/3, right, so because I just want the black to be like a border. But entirely up to yourself. I mean, you could have another colour. Between the yellow and the black, if you want it, you could have like an olive or something, or you could put the green then, the black then an olive, or even go back to the yellow if you want it. Loose wrap. No, that's fine, right? Just thought I'd have a wee check on this side. I was no super in love with what I was looking at in the viewfinder. That'll be the finer needle. Don't want any hairs dragged around. That's not what we're after. I've adjusted that a wee bit, just I kind of had moved the bunch of hair. Pinch it, squeeze it, tighten up. And we're starting to get there. I think I might get one more stack. So same as before. Just try to separate best you can. Squeeze it. You'll see it is back nice. Right, now I had put liquid fusion obviously in that stack before, in between. And I think we're at a stage where it'll probably be the last one. So sort of shorten my thread, work it up through, put everything back, shorten it right up, take the slack out, and then get the 3 really tight wraps. Quite happy with that. An orange hair in there somehow. Not bad. Just stick a wee half inch on, I'll just do it by hand. Put that back. Fugly packer. Push. That turned a wee bit on me, but I pushed it back. Right, you want it tight. shorten my thread. That's not bad. And then I think we might go into our last one. Right, just tie that up now. Same again, I'm going to come in, offer it. Now you can't see at this stage, so you need to be very cognizant of where you're putting your stuff. So actually I'm going to come in and hold it with my off hand so that I know that these thread wraps are going onto the shank. I'll just take that third wrap, again, walk it around with my thumb, tighten it up. Now at this stage I'll definitely have to come in and mess about with this. That's fine. Make sure I'm not dragging any hairs where I don't want to. Okay. Then I'll come in. Same story. I mean, it's very repetitive, right, tying these. There's nothing really new happening in between each stage. It's just the same thing repeated. Right, got my black, cleaned it, pinch it, top and bottom, tighten that down. Now flatten that. I'm not 100% sure. Just stick some liquid fusion in here, because I forgot it the last time, but that's fine. That will still get driven into the material and the core of the fly. I'm going to cement the bottom of the fly as well, so same again, take the tips off, flatten that down, get a grip of it, come in, 1, 2, 3. Don't trap any here. That'll do it. Pinch and tighten. Top and bottom, tighten. And I think if we're not there, we're very, very close. Try to see where my eye is. Come up. Again, I'm just got to draw any slack out. And again, try to don't worry too much about your tail. I'm just having a look at these, seeing how they are. Just using my half hitch tool here just to drop another couple of wraps of thread in there. Move the device now. Right, so then come in, push it all back, and then looking from the front. That's not bad. Just put another half hitch in and I'll call that good. Get nice and tight. I'm not too fussed about that half hitch, because I know that I'll be tying over it when I refit my Weedguard. What I'm just doing at the moment is roughly messing about with these to get them where I want them to be. So I'm going to steam this. I'm going to hold it over a kettle, right hot steam, rolling boil, and then I'll come back and I'll trim it. I'm thinking this is going to be quite good. Just looking, you know, it's fairly good separation in the colours. So I'll be back in a wee bit. Okay, so I'm back, I've steamed it. You can see, I mean, even the hackles have flared back to their shape, right, after all that manhandling. So we can start with the trimming. So I've got a blade here already halved, and I'm just going to do this traditionally down the bottom. Now I'm going to come back, pretty close. That's my first cut, no bad. I'm just going to take all the cut ends of that green. Make that a wee bit closer. Right. So now you need to decide, like, where are you going to have your collar? I would say I want to come you want about a third, right? So I'm going to come to this black band. So between the first and second set of stacked colours that I tied in. So I'm just going to come up. Just take your time. I just want to get the distance set before I start going so come to that black band. Then I'm going to come like that, diagonally. We'll see how I look. Now, it's up, like some folk like quite a big blocky Dahlberg Diver. It gives you a lot of bloop, but it doesn't dive just as far under the surface. I prefer a kind of slightly skinnier front end, to be honest. But that's down to you and where you're fishing. So I'm just coming back to there, quite happy with that. And I can start to see now, but just come back slightly further, I think. If I'm making it really wee at the front. It's not a huge fly I'm tying here. And then I'm coming around about this hook eye. I'm going to look at it. I can see from underneath that I'm no on the same line, front, left and right. So it's just a case of taking your time. So I've got this, right, I've just made sure I'm still not quite where I want to be, but we're getting close. Obviously this isn't a very big bug, so I'll probably get through it in one blade. And again, as I've said before, you want to sort of look at the colours. Sometimes the colours can kind of make you think your cut's no straight when it is. I'm just taping this collar back towards the skirt, and you see there I'm pinching the skirt in my hand. I mean, if you knock off a few of the hairs of the skirt, it's not the end of the world by any stretch. Try to make sure I'm picking up the correct blade when I put it back down. Bad. And like I've said before, talking about the stacking of the hairbugs, right, it's entirely up to you how fussy you are, right? Now, I'm going to now use my scissors to sort of tidy this up, right? Actually, before I do that, I'm going to take a wee bit more off the front here, just on top. Rid of the eye, although that will get disturbed later. Obviously when I fit my Weedguard, that's not bad. The yellow's slightly high on one side, but happy enough, right? So now come in with my scissors and But again, I'll turn the bug. See, that's helped me kind of even up that. Even up that collar. I'm just going to taper this down a wee bit more now. Now that I've sort of set my diameter on the front edge. And I'm just blowing all the time, just making sure there's no any sort of waste hair or whatever drawing my eye where it shouldn't be, or letting me think I need to cut deeper than I need to. Right. There's a good diver. Now, it's no absolutely smooth, but we're getting close. And this bug actually, I could get in about this with some sandpaper if I really want it to go over the top. But no bother. I'm just bending my blade just to smooth that, and obviously every wee millimetre that I take off of this, I'm increasing the size of my diving vein. Again, look at the bottom. Because the bottom's one colour, you can see the shape much more easily. Okay, right, now I'm going to leave that at that because that's very, very complete. Right, it's completely trimmed. Now, I'll fit the Weedguard. And I'll do my eyes. I just need that. The bag I was using had run out, so fresh one. Put my hole on it. that in. And you don't need to use obviously the GSP, you can come in with an ordinary thread now. And I'm just going to use this. This is 140 denier flat wax nylon. It's nice and fine, but it's got a bit more grip at the considering it's only got to have a few wraps. It's a bit grippier. If I'm going to tie this in, so pinch it. Squeeze that flat, yeah, so I don't obscure my eye. Oops. There we go. Set it in. I'm just tying the top and the bottom side of the monofilament at the same time. Snap my thread. See, I'm not used to using the gel spun, but the knots are in fine. Trim that, put that away. I'll just try to zap the wee extra bit of thread there. So, and you can see there that it's a nice clear eye. Right. Now, if you go to Larry Dahlberg's site, or if you you see about the one that's tied by him, what he says is don't cement the collar, which is interesting because most people nowadays do cement the collar. I usually would cement the collar myself as well. I just noticed that back edge there, I just could improve it a wee bit. I mean, you're allowed to stop trimming them at some point, so get that back in. What Larry Dahlberg says is you cement the head and the underside, so we can do that. But first I'll put my eyes in. So yellow eye. And I'll put a red eye on it actually. Just put it sort of right in the middle of the head. I mean, if you want to, you can burn that, you can use your scissors. So, as always with these, I'm using a solid plastic eye with a wee stem. Got to leave a small amount. Okay, I'm not sure, the camera stopped recording again, the card was full. I'm just burning a socket for my eye. Now, I'm not going to be too fussy, right, about like the depth of it, right. I've made sure it's deep enough to take the eye, right. I'm using the wee eyes and I've cut the stem but left a section, and I'll just make sure I get them both at the same place. Just quite clean my hot tip a wee bit. Some of that nylon thread and rubbishy bits of hair. Now I'm poking this right in. I want to get the glue, I want to work the glue quite deep into the bug. Right, I mean, the fish don't care about the eyes, but the eyes will. You know, I'm going to drive the goop in. I'm going to drive the goop in to the core of the fly, which is going to make it obviously a lot tougher, right, having that marine goop driven right into the heart of it. You know, it'll bond to everything, it'll bond to that glue. It'll bond to the hair, it'll bond to the eyes. So, take my goop, get a bit of tissue paper, and I'm going to poke that right in. Right, I'm really working that in deep. Do the same on this side. I'm pressing, I'm pushing that goop in right into the head. Get the lid back on. I'll get that so that the eye just rests. The edge of the eye is just inside the head, but the bulb or the dome is sticking it. Check it from the front. Check it from the top. Pretty happy. And then head cement. Gonna get my needle back in, there we go. Just take this and I'll just coat the bottom with head cement. And again, that'll penetrate. There's no much hair between the cut end and the thread and the hook. Right. And that hard edge, you can come round the eyes if you want. And that's basically it. That's Dahlberg diving frog. Some folk like to add rubber legs, but I'm staying quite true to the original. Maybe sort of packed the head more than Larry originally would have, but there you go. It's absolutely deadly. I mean, if you fish for largemouth or smallmouth or any number of other species that eats a top water, you probably need to have these in your box, and if you don't have them, you should. So, hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give me a thumbs up below, and I'll see you for another one. Tight lines, guys. Bye.